guys, welcome back to Be Fearless. I'm with Chris and we are out doing some errands, getting some stuff done while the kids are at home doing schoolwork. And we're just sitting here talking about how hard it is to get rid of things, but at the same time how good it feels.
I mean, we've watched a ton of videos on RV living, but I haven't seen a single one take you through the process of getting ready to make that transition. Like, everything is already, like, all the work is done, you've got the RV, you're on the road, here's what to do at the RV parks, here's what to do if you're staying at a BLM land, or BLM PDQ, as Sarah likes to call it.
I can never remember what it is.
Can't remember the initials. BLPVDS.
I just make up a bunch of initials and he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly. But they never talk about the process of going through and what downsizing actually means. I mean, we're going from a 1,300 square foot house roughly to a 300 square foot RV. Like, that's it.
And a three-car garage, half of it being filled with tools for woodworking and camping equipment and all of our Christmas stuff. And we are really downsizing and just getting rid of everything that we need to get rid of. I mean, if we can replace it, we're getting rid of it. If it's not replaceable, we're trying to keep it.
But they don't talk about the difficulty of making some of those decisions and how hard it is. I mean, we as humans are so sentimental over our stuff that, you know, it becomes a part of our life, even though it's been sitting in a bucket in the garage or sitting in a storage unit. Like, we pay thousands of dollars, probably tens of thousands of dollars in storage unit fees.
Not we, but...
Well, no, we as in the collective
community.
We, not
us.
Sarah and I. But, like, how much as a nation do we spend on just storing stuff?
Yeah.
And how it's just because we get... I mean, I've gotten a lot better about this. Sarah can attest to it. Honey, the place is right over there that you want to go.
I don't park here.
Well, this is public parking, so it's perfectly acceptable to park in a public parking lot.
But I park out there because it's easier.
That's great, but we're going to park right here.
Okay.
We're just going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to be fearless, and we're going to park in a place that you've never parked before.
I have, but then it's way harder to get out. There you can just like, whoop.
Well, okay, so you got to take, like, what, 30 more steps to get over to the building?
It's not about that.
Are we really going to argue about 30 steps? 30 extra steps?
It's about the backing up part.
You're going to... You're not even the one driving!
I know. Okay, let's just finish the conversation.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. But we spend tons of money on storage units and all of that kind of stuff as a country. And it just, if we could just learn how to be okay with letting stuff go. And I mean, in some cases, there's like an absolute mourning process. Like, you have to mourn the loss of some of these things. I've had buckets in my garage that are just full of random cables. Ethernet, power cord, audio patch. Just cables, because there's always that time where something happens and I might need that cable. And so I have a hard time getting rid of it. Now, we've gone through purges before. Sarah, being a type A personality, she loves to go through and purge, and just like, she gets tired of stuff, she wants to get rid of it. And so she forces me to go through my stuff, and some days are better than others. Sometimes it's easier for me to let stuff go, and other times I struggle with it just simply because I'm attached to it for whatever reason. Some of those reasons are legitimate. That was my dad's. I don't want to get rid of it. He's not here anymore. Some of them are just, man, I might need that someday. So in this video, we're going to kind of talk about that process a little bit. Sarah's got to run an errand real quick, so we'll pick it up when she's done.
All right, we're back. Yeah, so we've been purging everything. I've gone through everything but our back bedroom now.
And the Christmas stuff.
And the Christmas stuff.
So when we first started this process...
Oh, you're not going to share
Oh,
that,
I am absolutely going to share this story.
All right.
When we go through this process, Sarah's like, We're going to go through the garage. I need you to start getting your tools all ready. We got to set some aside to take on the trip. She's like, I'm going to go through the Christmas stuff, and I am going to be ruthless.
Ruthless.
We are going to get rid of so much Christmas stuff.
Purge it.
Just gone.
It's going to be gone.
So we literally have, what, 5
or
6 buckets full of Christmas decorations, whether it's stuff for the tree, you know, stuff for the home, whatever the case may be. So Sarah pulls the first bucket down, and she pops open the lid, and she kind of rummages through, like, the top surface of it. Maybe pulls out a couple of little things, and then shuts the lid and sticks it back on the shelf. And she does that with every other Christmas bucket we have.
No, I didn't even open the other one.
No.
I just left them up there.
So if that's Sarah's opinion of what Ruthless is when it comes to the Christmas stuff, we are in deep trouble, and we are going to be busting at the seams as far as our Christmas storage compartments are concerned.
Okay, but everything else, I have been ruthless. I went through the kitchen and I pulled out everything. I'm like, we got double of this. We don't need double of that. Let's get rid of it. We don't need this. We can get, I got rid of the cheese slicer.
Yes, the wire cheese slicer. Who doesn't like to slice cheese?
Because I'm like, well, we have a knife. We can cut the cheese with the knife.
A knife cuts the cheese too thick for a sandwich. A cheese slicer gives you a nice thin slice, and then you're done. You don't have to worry about it. But the knife, it's like one's going to be a 1/4 inch thick, and one's going to be an 1/8 inch thick, and one you may not even slice all the way through because you get it at an angle. So it's like thick on one side and thin on the other. Like it's difficult to slice cheese. It is.
He got a little upset with me, obviously. You can tell.
But it's not the first time I've come home and found stuff just like gone that I've expected to be able to use.
Yeah.
So.
But I am ruthless with everything else. And look, how many books are still on the bookshelf that I'm giving away?
Well, and I was gonna give you lots of props for you telling me that you had like an entire bookshelf that we built that you are ready to go through and part with. And I know that that's a struggle for you.
It is.
Because your books, as you have told me many times, your books are your friends.
They are my friends.
So
I love them.
Tons of props for you being willing to go through that. So like, ultimately, that's kind of what we're getting at, is you got to find that balance. Now, there's also stuff that we know absolutely that we can get rid of because we're not going to have the space for it. And then there's a pile that we've started that is like, we would love to be able to take this, but we understand that once the RV gets to our home and we begin to move our stuff out to the RV, that there are things that we are going to have to be just as cutthroat with, even though we may want to take it with us simply because we are just not going to have the space.
Yeah, so everything that has to go, kitchen stuff that has to go, clothing that has to go, like the fun stuff like the paddle boards and chairs for outside, that kinds of, that has to go.
DVDs for rainy days, inclement weather days that we can.
Yeah, so like that has to go. And then we're gonna have a pile of like, we would like this to go, and then we'll start picking through like what would we most like to go, and then there's gonna be a pile like that, this just can't go, which is fine, which is totally fine. We are just learning to let things go, that things are just things, and it's okay. Sometimes, you're gonna let go of stuff, and you're gonna, figure out like maybe the day later that you gave it away to someone that you
like
really,
a cheese slicer,
like the cheese slicer, that you did really actually want that. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Get over it.
Or maybe someone's entire CD collection that they've had since they were like a teenager
that you haven't listened to for like years.
I'm just saying, I wasn't ready. They're gone.
I thought he was ready.
It is what it is.
Totally thought he was ready.
I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. But they're gone. So we're gonna let that go, right, honey?
Yeah, it's a process. Like I said,
we're letting it go.
It's a process.
But other things, like we were talking about, like sometimes you hold on to something thinking you're gonna need it, and 20 years go by and you still have never used it, and it just becomes a burden. It's just literally a burden. You're moving it from house to house to house. It's just a burden that you're holding on to. It's taking up space. We're where you could literally have given it away 20 years ago and you would never have missed it. Or you might have used it once, and that would have been a nice, fun thing to do once. But if you didn't have it, it wouldn't have been a big deal. So we are trying to just make sure we keep the things that really are meaningful, that we really, really want to keep, and get rid of the things that, you know what, they're not going to mean that much. And if we wanted to use it once or twice, it'll be fine. We could have done something else with our time. It's not that big of a deal. So we're learning to let go. We're learning to hold things loosely. We're so proud of our children. When we moved to Michigan from California, they were struggle busing big time. They wanted all the things. Like, I went through when they were at school and I got rid of a lot of stuff because they were not ready to let go. And I'm like, we can't take all this with us. I got rid of like cards that they had gotten like 4 or 5, 6 years before. They were crying about the cards.
Well, you know how people save like all of the kids' papers from like kindergarten on? Sarah's never been that mom.
I save like a couple from each year. That's it. And that, because you can't save everything. And so they were really, there's flowers! Yay! Sorry, it's Michigan. It's been really cold and barren, and the flowers are out in this tree. The whole tree's covered. So fun. Okay, sorry. I'm coming back.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Okay. Where was I?
Saving kids stuff.
Yeah,
proud of the girls.
So they had to let go of some stuff, and it was really hard for them. And we went through a thing last year where we had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and it was hard for them. But they learned to let go, and then right now they're like, we can sell it, get rid of it, we can give it away, it's fine, just throw it away. They are just really letting go of stuff. So they each have like 2 buckets of special things that they really want to hold on to, and that's fine. But they're learning to hold things, material possessions, very loosely in their hands, and I'm so proud of them, because I think that's a really important thing to learn how to do, especially at a young age, and to learn what is important. Our family is important, our friends are important, relationships are important, the memories we can make with people, the time that we can spend with people, that's important. But the things we have, not so much.
It's a perspective shift that when you're going through something like this, you just have to figure out how to be able to shift that perspective. And like we said, some things are easy. Some things are super easy to just let go, you know? But some things are a lot more difficult, and there's sentimental value and family heirloom type stuff that you have to kind of make those calls on. And, you know, not everybody has the ability to make those decisions like that. And we're definitely seeing that with how we're looking at our stuff.
So, we're paring down, we're getting rid of stuff, we're letting stuff go, we're making some money, which is fun. And little by little, we're getting our house ready for sale, for putting on the market. And it goes on the market in a week and a half. And I think we're going to be ready. So we're getting the last little bits of stuff done to the house so we can make it look good for the next people that come. And yeah, so just wanted to share our philosophizing. Is that a word? Philosophizing?
No.
Well, it's a word now.
Okay.
We're sharing our philosophizing with you. I make up words all the time. It's fun. You should try it. I also make up holidays. We'll share that with you too.
Later. That's a whole other episode all by itself.
That's a whole nother episode. So. But I've totally made up my own holiday. You can celebrate with us later.
But hey, y'all, thanks for paying attention to our ramblings, and we hope that you guys get some form of useful information out of what it is that we're going through, maybe to help you make some decisions, even if you're not getting ready to do full-time RV living. Maybe, you know, maybe it's time for the purge. Maybe you just need to go through your stuff that's sitting in your garage or your storage unit and, you know, make those hard choices. You know, we're here for you. We understand. And I'll let you know that while we're still in Michigan, if you're in the area and you need help purging, Sarah is your woman. She loves organizing and cleaning and all of that kind of stuff. So hit us up with a comment, and she'll come and I mean, she doesn't even do like the Marie Kondo thing. She doesn't even care about the joy that thing brings you. It's like, when was the last time you actually touched this? Oh, it's been a week? Gone. Okay, maybe it's not a week, but maybe it's like, has it been 5 years since the last time you even saw that this was a thing? Okay, it's time to get rid of it. It's time to cut the cord.
6 months is my thing. You can just let it go. Unless it's a seasonal thing, then I'll give you a year. If it's not a seasonal thing, 6 months is my limit.
So our Christmas stuff is safe then, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Follow along, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y things, and we'll catch you next time.